idea of who we are, and it says maybe you aren't that, and it's okay, and you're more part of this universe than you think, and you can exist in a different format, and gives you the permission to exist as that.
And you can exist as that and still live in your own manhood.
And still be a man. Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't have to embrace this notion of masculinity that centers around destruction, that centers around war, that centers around hatred, that centers around intolerance.
And rage.
Because you don't know, things aren't going your way, and you don't know how to listen and empathize with other people. It's going to take longer to get things done, and sometimes that is okay. And that is another way of showing wonderful manhood and strength, by asking for help. It takes a lot of strength to ask for help. It takes a lot of strength to say, I'm sad. It takes a lot of strength to say, you know, these are the things that I'm needing right now. And to use your words, to practice using your words. And to do that, you do have to break down the ego and get in touch with yourself. And when I look at some of these studies that are coming out about the loneliness that men are starting to face and to feel, how they've been left alone in a silo during COVID, and they have been festering in their own hurt. And you go to the internet, and sometimes the internet is a place that will hear you when you feel like no one else will hear you. Yeah. But it's like a double-edged sword, because sometimes the internet can be a place where they can turn that pain that you are feeling into lashing out against Westernized society. You're lashing out against, I don't know, feminism. You're lashing out. And, you know, my statement is like, feminism did not ruin your relationship. You can't blame feminism.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah, the messaging of feminism hating men is where it kind of went wrong. And it's obviously not all feminists that think that, and that's not the core tenet of feminism, but that image of men just being evil is so harmful on all sides, right? Like I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on my own podcast, and with a fertility expert, and she was saying we have men and we see them a certain way, and there's so much more, and all we teach them is what they are within this construct. And so to even imagine them outside of it feels so wrong. It feels like that's not what they are, right? But then you see it, right? Like you see the men who have been able to break out of that. You see them care and love and cry and hurt, and they don't become less manly like that. They become more manly like that, right? So
yeah, I think it's great. And I think, you know, I've seen a lot of men go through this transition to connecting with who and what they are, and finding out what is important, and thereby they're able to connect, especially those who are combat veterans. They're now able to put the video game down that's feeding into this fight or flight response on the video games, put them down and turn toward their wives and children and have meaningful relationships with them, apart from the need to continue on this active cycle and addiction to the stress hormone that they're so used to.